India has been.
Watching ESPN Cricket Info Matchday, brought to you by Maruti Suzuki, and the writing is on the wall. India are staring at a big defeat in Perth, barring a miracle, of course. India trailing by 175 runs, 112 for 5 is where they find themselves in the second innings. And you've got Ajinkya Rahane, who's out, the top scorer with 30 runs. Hanuma Vihari still on the crease, giving him company there is Rishabh Pant. And joining me, Murli Karthik, VVS Lakshman and Damian Martin. As always, we're going to have the ratings from you. This time, VVS, I'll start with you.
Sure.
Khwaja's innings.
9 out of 10.
10 on 10.
Damian. Shami's 6-4.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Damian.
9.
9, okay. Australia's last wicket stand.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Damian.
I'm going 9. I can't go the same.
Yeah, you can only give 1 10. Remember the
11
rule
on 10.
that Damian said the other day. Okay. Lions' dismissal of Kohli.
10 out of 10. Beautiful. The way he set it up is unbelievable. Very nice.
Echo Mr. Bade Bhai Singh.
Another 10 out of 10. Okay, Damian.
10 out of 10 as well.
Oh, well done, Damien.
Finally.
I'm back.
Oh, he's a tough guy.
Yeah, he is.
Takes a lot to get 10 out of 10. Okay, the pitch at the Perth Stadium.
4 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
You're talking more,
Yeah,
more from
okay.
challenge or a good test match wicket is what
Just
you're saying?
rank the pitch.
Oh, 4 out of 10.
4. Okay, Damian.
4. I'm going 4 as well.
4.
They are typical batsmen, no? Both of them batsmen.
And you're a typical bowler.
Okay, let me get you
Yeah,
on that.
yeah.
Why would you say 4? 4 would be a poor pitch, which
It
would
is.
call off the play. I mean,
Yeah,
I can
it's-
remember Jamaica. That is it.
No, I think 4 is not something where you call off, but 4 is something which it can be dangerous.
Okay, 2 would
but
be.
yeah, exactly. You know, because on the second day itself, we've seen some balls, you know, where it was climbing from the length area, or there've been some which were there was a lot of uneven bounce. You know, and the cracks opening up, you don't really see on the second day or the third day of the test match. On the fourth and fifth day, more so from the fourth day onward, you see the cracks. Whereas here, on the second day itself, we've seen the cracks, which is not you expect from a test match wicket.
Okay, your 7 points are more as a bowler's perspective or a neutral.
Absolutely.
Or
As a
neutral.
bowler. As a bowler, not as a neutral. You want the game going forward. You have something for everyone. That's what I like. It's not as if people were bundled out for 115. They've still managed to get these 26
Correct.
plays, 275 plays, whatever.
Exactly.
So if you have the gumption and the skill, you bowl well and you bat well. It's as
Okay,
simple as that.
that's the question I'll take to Damian as well. Yes, some may call this pitch bipolar with the difference in bounce that we've seen so far. But then, as Karthik points out, if you really apply yourself, you can get the runs. Is it really worth 4 points then? Is it that bad?
Yeah, well, look, you can make runs on it if you apply yourself. But look, being from Perth and knowing how good the pitches were and the whacker and the tradition that it was, I think it's a disappointing pitch. I think Cricket Australia probably think that. You know, it's not. It's been, as Blacksman said, it's been, you know, from the second day, you know, balls just, you know, going off lengths or going on the ground in a sense. That's not a great wicket. Yes, you can play on it, and we've played on wickets before, but I just think that, you know, there's good test match wickets. Yes, I'm all for the game going forward, but when these cracks are opening up and it's uneven bounce on second day, third mornings, and we're seeing guys getting hit in that, I just don't think that they'll be really happy with that. And I imagine that they'll want to do something going forward because they want a good pitch. They want the crowd coming in and seeing, you know, a decent pitch, a test match pitch, I know, but something better than this one.
Okay, now, no matter how the pitch played, let's talk about the condition of the match. This is what I said right at the start of the show. The writing is on the wall. Was that a
Yeah.
fair assessment? It's all but over for India.
Yeah, it looks so. You know, I think it has to be a great effort from Hanuma Vihari and Rishabh Pant because after this pair, it's only the bowlers, and we've seen how quickly they bundle out in the first innings, and it's too much to expect from the bowlers to go and do something with the bat, especially on this wicket. I think they will be fortunate not to be injured, you know, because it can be dangerous for some of the bowlers if they spend too much of time in the middle. But having said that, I think the way Hanuma Vihari has applied himself was really good to see, heartening to see, because he's just playing his second test match. You know, on a tough wicket. The first test also was in challenging conditions against quality bowlers in England. So it's really good to see the way he has applied himself, coming into good position, looking very positive when he was playing Nathan Lyon. So that's good sign for youngster. But having said that, it's quite tough for India now to save this match.
Okay, we'll talk about Vihari in detail a little later. For the moment, I mean, one thing is not to win a test match. You can't win all matches, but the lack of appetite. Because when 270 odd was the target, we were talking about it, that yes, it's difficult, but you can make a fight of it. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened for India.
Yeah, you can say that because some of the shots which were played, you can always question the veracity of those shots and the timing of those shots. And also, I think the fact that 270 was, as you said, was never going to be easy. You want to see the application there. You want to see that dogfight there. That's what you want to see. If you go down, you go down. But at least you know that you've fought hard and you've done everything which you had in your possession to give Australia a run for their money. Some of the shots left a lot wondering as to why they were played. So yeah, you can say that.
Okay, we'll talk about how the Indian batsmen have performed, not just in this second innings, but if you look at the test matches so far in 2018 itself, there's been a drastic difference as far as their runs are concerned. Now, this is batting comparison. In 2018, remember, we're just looking at this calendar year, and individually between Kohli, Pujara, Rahane, Vijay and Rahul, you can see a major drop there. Now, you would expect, VVS coming to you, you would expect, yes, that average to drop, but for it to drop as drastically as that, let's take it Kohli as an example, from 70 to 35.
Yeah, I think 35 in the second innings is still very good. In the first innings, it's phenomenal. To be consistent at 70 for the entire year. So many matches overseas in challenging conditions, it's phenomenal effort from Virat Kohli. But having said that, I just feel that when you're chasing or when you're defending a target, for the bowling group, there's always that added pressure. Similarly to the batting group, whenever you're chasing and the scoreboard pressure will be on you, the conditions will deteriorate as the match progresses. So definitely this will hamper the progress of the batsman or the performance of the batsman. And unfortunately for Team India, except barring Virat Kohli, to some extent Pujara, none of them have been consistent in overseas conditions. And India has played only 3 matches at home, 2 against West Indies and 1 against Afghanistan. So when you're playing in challenging conditions, your confidence level is very important. How you think, what you think is very, very important. The clarity of thoughts will help you to play your natural game when you're under pressure. Unfortunately, the confidence level of majority of these batsmen hasn't been great the entire year.
The only aberration on that stat was who was doing better in the second innings was Ajinkya Rahane.
Yeah.
He looked good this time, but was that shot on?
Look, for me, I won't question it massively because he's played those shots. It's just that sometimes you question it because it's gone straight to hand. Apart from that, I think Murali Vijay's shot was not needed at that point of time. Ajinkya was trying to blaze away. You get an opportunity, that's what everybody says, try and put pressure on the bowling team. He got that, he played it, middled it, just went to the fielder.
Talking about Murali Vijay's shot, Damien, to a spinner trying to play a shot there, in the conditions that were on offer, he was better off defending, you'd say.
I mean, look, it was a great ball, wasn't it? It's spun back, and what Lyon has done. But yeah, I mean, you got to be positive as well. But you just executed it the wrong way, I suppose, in that sense. And I think, Lyon's been outstanding with that, hasn't he? What we've seen before. So it's like in the whole game, isn't it? It's one of those wickets where you got to be positive, but then playing your shots, you can fall that way. You look back on those innings and you go, okay, what should I have done better, and try and adjust that and get better next time.
Okay, talking about Nathan Lyon, who has been outstanding for Australia in this test match. He looks like the player of the match so far, and we're getting various questions on Lyon's performance. He was good both in the first innings and the second inning. Jiten, a regular watcher, he's got a question. Is the biggest difference between Lyon and Ashwin the consistency in bowling the line outside of off stump? Okay, I'll let the spinner answer that.
You can say it's one of them, but it's not everything. Look, they're very different bowlers. You could be an off spinner, and that's just a general classification of a bowler. But as an off spinner, you think differently. Your skill sets are different, and that's where Lyon is very different compared to Ashwin. We spoke about this yesterday as well. The amount of body that goes into Nathan Lyon's bowling, and the fact that Nathan Lyon doesn't try and use too many variations. He just relies on his stock delivery and subtle variations in that stock delivery. It's just that he's very, very good in terms of exploiting those conditions And from that angle, the consistency with which he bowls is one of them. But yeah, very different bowlers.
Okay, staying with Nathan Lyon is our topic of discussion. We've got another question on Nathan Lyon, but this time from the perspective of the batsman. Again, Jiten wants to know, do India need to find a better way to combat Lyon's line outside off stump? Maybe take guard on off stump or get closer to the ball. Kohli played Lyon interestingly during the 2014 tour by getting down low a lot.
Yeah, I think majority of times when you're playing an off spinner, the guard will be not on the leg stump, it will be on the middle stump. Very few times will you go on the off stump when the ball is turning really round. So I think it's very important to get to the pitch of the ball, and trust your defense, and that's so important. And I think every batsman have to have their own game plan. Someone like me, I would definitely play a lot on the back foot. Even though he's bowling on the good leg spot, I would like to play more on the back foot and play with a straight bat, not open the face of the bat towards the cover region. So it's important for everyone to know what is the best way to counter his length, because his key and his strength is the length. And line by default is always there and thereabouts on the outside off stump. But for me, I would not play too much on the front foot because of the bounce he gets from the pitch.